certain area in the Pacific. In a very deep part, deep in thousands of rains, many ships mysteriously disappeared there over the centuries. Luxury cruise ship. It appeared in water, and the passengers of the Song on it are enjoying luxurious sea life. King Simon, strong, happy with the ship, and I see it as a sea palace that doesn't sink. But they don't know that there is a disaster. I'm coming to them. In this moment, 6 beautiful wearing red entered a hall. Concerts Trillian. This is a famous pirate. She has a long criminal record. I walked along the captain's side and easily stole his wallet. Then I used the card inside her to enter the safe. And Trillian, standing happy and holding a strong expensive diamond necklace, Simon and Captain Atherton. And other people suddenly appear. No one can imagine that a sweet girl like this looks like a thief. There are no cells on the ship. The only option, they were putting it in a bowl. Storage. In the scene after that, we get to know this John, swift boat captain, and a group of mercenaries came to his crew to transfer a little merchandise. But Joey the mechanic accidentally discovered that it tarbides and hit rigid mercenaries. Fortunately, John arrived just in time to solve the crisis, and with it sinking. Even aircraft carriers and mercenaries are also well armed. It is clear that this work is not simple. John feels that there is a great need to happen, as expected. Mysterious person. Infiltration of the cruise ship's control room. Use hacking techniques to ruin ship systems, including radar. And sometime everyone was confused. One of the kit. Suddenly a huge sea monster was discovered. Close up quickly, then the beast violently banged at the bottom. The ship and let the whole ship rock solid. And people ran out of strength, striking too. The mercenaries on John Doe's boat are moving. They were busy installing a launcher, tubes on the front of the boat. John felt all along that he needed a very wrong thing. Suddenly the radar zeroed and made an alarm due to a nearby need. And John can't avoid. The collision with a speedboat fell off the cruise ship. And this ruined the engine, his boat. Fortunately, the turboids on the boat did not explode. And after the shower I gave a little. The set is healed through the binoculars of the luxurious cruise ship. At the moment these mercenaries are no longer hidden. Their real target was kidnapping. The cruise ship in front of them. The mercenaries were excited to earn a fortune. But the situation was not as expected. On the huge ship there was no visible limit. Everyone disappeared into the air. And everything that exists only big bloodstains on the ground. This terrifying sight is not refreshing for mercenaries. Greedy. Those who were just focused on finding treasures quickly and walking. And on the little boat, Leah was busy fixing the pyramid. The big one that happened because collision, suddenly a body, I went out to see. Leah was shocked. In terms of 2 trillion, the one who was locked in the storage facility. I woke up without knowing what was happening outside. She was still thinking about wealth. The one on the cruise ship. After I broke the electronic door, I reached the safe door again, just mercenaries caught by Hanover. Without any mercy, Sal Trillian brutally. About the one who got the cruise ship. And the mercenary next to him can't resist using the card. To open the safe door, I'm just surprised by Fez in his brain. Mercenary, beware of this sudden situation and open. Fire along, and kill the one, air along, Simon who survived. Well, he was saying, constantly in monsters on the cruise ship. Hanover, of course I don't believe these words. One of the mercenaries. Note that the water of the sea is bitter. He needed underneath. And he is so confused. A powerful force pulled him along in the water. And no matter how much he tries, he can't get away. In this moment, everyone finally understand the seriousness of the situation. These monsters were hidden beneath the surface of the water. And you pull the passengers of the cruise ship to eat them. So that they didn't need a meal for the monsters, they had to walk quickly. And when everyone was in a crowd in the funnel to escape. Unexpected guest. Get down from above, the finger can't carry the weight. And everyone's hearts were beating quickly and he fell quickly. Fortunately, they came out safe when they became aware. The terrifying view in front of them let everyone's blood freeze in their veins. Bloodstains covered the walls and bone remains were all over. It's as if she ate and digested and then came back digested. And sometime everyone trembles with fear, see that the horror is still not saved. The sea monster kept hitting the iron plates. Just at the critical moment, John and Hanover gather their courage and come close to examine them. Just when someone stepped on a skull, the sea monster who heard the sound, come back to attack again. This is their fear and they started shooting while they were retreating. The place is safe. At the moment did John finally. He understood that Simon and the mercenaries were complicit in the matter. Simon was under pressure. Big debt. Agree with the mercenaries to defraud the insurance company. And deliberate problems in the cruise ship systems. He said it was just a maritime disaster. Mercenaries. He was then supposed to alert the ship. Just the giant sea monster, the unexpected, ruined their plan, what it looked like. So perfect. After that, they knew that the cruise ship's systems were destroyed and prevented them from sending a distress call. Unfortunately, the rescue scheduler, it will arrive in how many days? In the middle of this crisis, everyone entered into heated discussions about the escape plan, but the nearby sea monster did not stop moving. Aerial discovery, everyone is shocked, and when a huge sea monster appeared, and terrifying above Joey, John moved fast and hit the machine gun. Shots penetrated, sea monster body. The terrifying scene that happened after that let everyone freeze. One of his colleagues was the beast swallowed and came back again. He was still living, although he saw his text digested, but he was screaming in pain. We are terrified of this view. They beat their weapons fiercely and launched a hysterical attack on the sea monster. Just the terrifying sea monster. This was like everywhere like a goblin. They can't escape from him no matter how much they go. And in the moment Elias de John met Trillian. Trillian, I heard John had a small boat. I promised him that she would fulfill any order. Why? If he could help her, she would escape from this terrible place. Sometime John is thinking about this show. The sea monster suddenly appeared. John? He fell to the ground. The sea monster's claws were full of sharp teeth. Although he didn't have eyes. But he was very sensitive to sound. Any voice, no matter how small, knew where it was. The sea monster then opened his huge trumpet and attacked viciously on John. At the last minute, Trillian, a pistol came out, and I hit how many shots at the sea monster and kicked him away, and John to thank Trillian for saving his life. He promised her he would take her to a safe place. Just the captain, Atherton. What was lucky? That's the sea monster holding his legs. His life was in danger. When they heard his scream, he's asking for help. John and Trillian grew save the captain. Atherton? In front of a sea monster. With this magnitude, they can't afford it. But they are watching the tragedy, and it happens in front of their eyes. They are angry. The group hit non-stop on the sea monster. And they temporarily expelled him. I rated a temporary moment of rest. Just Simon revealed terrifying information to them. He said the claws they saw were probably small part, just from the great danger. The sea monster's way of eating, she was exceptionally terrifying. The one exposes the human body with its claws, and then the bone will return. And so that there is no dinner. Sea monster. They had to come back along to John's boat. The little one runs away. Of course, the road in front of them was dangerous. The only corridor that connects the exit was drowning in seawater. John collection Hanover and another mercenary to explore the road. And the two Hestenos are in place. After a short exploration, mercenary, he found a severed hand. It was suggested that the sea monster was nearby. What was expected? Those on land did not hear good news. The sea monster was getting closer and many claws. Huge attacked them without mercy. Terrified Joey quickly locked the door. Just the power of the sea monster. It was scary. Even the door, strong iron can't stop it. They hit the fire crazy. One skipped behind the other in the water. Just the water was danger. Mason, who was floating in the other. It was his misfortune that the sea monster caught him. When he knew that he could not escape. Bomb detonation, and when they were discussing the next step. Sly sea monster. Find out where they are. Terrifying claw back behind Mulligan. Fear draws on the confusion of his friends. Mulligan quickly wrap and launch a savage and violent attack. About his anger. Accumulator for very revenge shots. Empty his anger. Take advantage of the rest. They escaped quickly. Wounded sea monster. He quickly escaped through the vents. Mulligan laughed out loud. Just a claw. Another came out of an unknown place and swallowed the whole Mulligan. The rest led. John escaped quickly. They were surprised when they discovered that this sea monster was smart, unusually. The sea monster kept locking the doors. Along their way to escape, it was clear that he wanted to tear them towards the front of the ship. Simon showed them the way to the front and retreated quietly. When did they arrive? Introduction. See a view that doesn't forget. How many bodies are left of? The sea monster ate them. Suddenly they heard a strange sound from underneath and huge shape. The sea monster came out of the bottom ship, causing a massive flood in seawater. They had no choice but to retreat. Simon waiters. Escape door lock, and the speed of the sea monster in the water was amazing. Hanover. To run away. Joey's panicked dive in a nearby driveway. To survive the attack. He's limping. He arrived at Lauda, but suddenly Ed caught him from behind Hanover. He was bitter and trembling. The sea monster was biting him brutally in the lower part of his body. When he saw the suffering of Hanover, Joy nostalgia, decide to help him. Joey gave a gun to Hanover, hoping he can end his suffering himself. Just Hanover, which is full of cruelty. Joey hit. Hanover never imagined the bullet he hit on Joey will be the last thing. Mercenaries at Qadar Alayhim. Just the question, how John and the rest can kill the sea monster. Escape from the cruise ship. Fortunately, an unexpected opportunity has emerged through the heavy rain to erase a small island not far. John suddenly thinks of the traps that mercenaries slandered. Which one can you use? Against the sea monster, John asked Trillian to spin on a motorized boat to prepare it for the trip to the small island land, tie in the boat. And about the automatic driving system. How long as the boat can track the selected path? He crashes into the cruise ship, and the sea monster can destroy it. And with every need ready, they are ready to guide the boat. Al Jazeera district, the whole cruise ship started shaking violently. The sea monster used his power, the huge one, to penetrate the bottom ship. He revealed his shape, real huge, and a giant octopus. Sometime they were thinking of escaping. The sea monster stretched its claws, strong, and caught John. No matter how much he tries, he can't get away. At the moment, this is a fierce sea monster. He opened his trumpet full of fangs, ready to swallow John, and John took advantage of the opportunity and preferred to hit the sea monster. He was confused for a while, then tried to escape from the place quickly. At the same time, Simon, he reached the edge of the ship and noticed a boat. John Bimchi, I don't want to waste the last chance to escape Tanta from a great height. He just broke his leg when he fell. At the same moment, John and Trillian, luckily for Gugetsky and Diala, semi-motorcycle but designed for use in water, and it works on a jet engine. And even though the cruise ship was about to explode, Sea Monster Dam Outlet, they're in a state of panic. Fu quickly spins on another escape route. The sea monster mercilessly chased them from behind. John and Trillian cooperate perfectly with each other, and Gru and Harbo. Passenger was blocked, but John pressed the key and succeeded in opening it. And after Sabo's enemy, the sea monster saw them, injured Simon, by his crawl for control room. Hopefully he's finding his way to survive. But he discovered that the boat was tuned to the autopilot. And no matter how much he tries, he can't cancel the situation. This is the boat. The bearer was close to the cruise ship. Simon in his miserable state, he can only watch while he is going to die. On the other hand, John and Trillian had a little good luck. They can get out of the cruise ship in time. We must say that the 9 turbines that were slandered by mercenaries, she was very strong. The huge ship was easily destroyed. With the ship destroyed, the sea monster turned into a beast. After a night of terrifying experiences, John and Trillian successfully reached the small island. Their relationship developed quickly. Of course, they originally intended to live a comfortable life on the island. But their plans were interrupted by the unexpected appearance of Joey, who was still living, just without what they know. He was in surprise, the biggest waiting for them suddenly. Terrifying roar, I hear from the island. And the mystery is about monster type. What can be 10 existing bounties? It turns out that John's adventure, and Trillian, I still haven't finished, and the movie ends, and we meet in a new cheap. Thanks for watching. Hello?